Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Ramp Booth, exclusive on A2DRadio.com, brought to you by All Campus, 10th and 11th Street on the Ocean City Boardwalk. Still blowing out the old, bringing in the new there. You still got that table out there, John?
Still got the 50%. Yeah, had a really good day yesterday, actually, at the Ocean City Market Madness event up here. And we got the table out here, all 50%.
Boy, it was miserable. I mean, sounds like
Yeah.
you guys caught a break down there. But Bucks County, I mean, we got wind, we got ice, we got trees down. It's crazy. It's March 13th. Someone's got to tell Mother Nature.
Yes.
We got more daylight. So I'm sure that's going to help business. That's going to help the ramp booth. That's going to help everybody. Getting dark at 8 o'clock instead of 5:30. Huge come up. But anyway, we're brought to you by All Campus and Johnny Coyle down there on the Ocean City Boardwalk between 10th and 11th Street. 20% off for all A2D members. To be an A2D member, follow the link in the show. Get members-only broadcast, merchandise giveaways, appearances, and weekly picks from the Money Pop Podcast and Willie Vegas. They're going to really start ramping it up. Today's Selection Sunday. Johnny,
Yes.
two of my favorite days of the sports year are the first and second day of the NCAA tournament. That's going to be Thursday and Friday. Plus, it's St. Patrick's Day. So it's kind of like a perfect storm of drinking, basketball,
partying, and watching the games. Yep.
Like you got that. You got the MLB opening day, which is going to be April 7th.
Yes.
Baseball back.
Thank God.
Anyway, check out the ramp booth all summer long down there in Ocean City. We're starting to be ramping up as Mother Nature starts to ease up here. And we'll be down there. We'll be anything you want to rant about. You come show up. You talk about. You want to talk about Russell Wilson, Denver Broncos. You want to talk about the AFC West being loaded. You want to talk about the Phillies, Sixers, Flyers, Eagles, wherever.
Bring it.
We're here for you. Bring it down to the ramp booth. We'll be there all summer long, all fall long, really all year long.
Yeah, we're going to do it all year long.
We've had a couple hiccups here and there today, obviously being one of them because of the weather up my way in Bucks County. But, I mean, well, we've had like three days since last October. So, I haven't even been a part of the ramp booth in peak season. And I think
it's crazy.
I haven't been down there like 3 times in a Northeast winter. So it's crazy. It's a lot of fun. And we're open all year long. Come get your hats. Obviously, you can steal some stuff from Johnny.
Yeah.
Giving it away. Cornhole sets?
No cornhole sets were sold yesterday. But I do have. I'm taking orders for them now. So if anyone wants their custom cornhole sets, come on, let me know.
You know, you had a nice Sixers one that I'm sure that the manufacturer can duplicate. I mean, you got baseball. I mean, you all kinds of things. Custom order for the cornhole sets. And then I'm sure you're going to have playing cornhole.
Yes, we are.
There's Tommy Arnone in the house. Let's get to our poll question. Baseball back. Really excited. Me and you, big baseball guys. Ralphie's a big baseball guy. He produces the program here on the ramp booth each and every Sunday morning. He's also on A2D Wednesday night. Check out his takes there. Tommy Arnone, he's in the chat already. He's a baseball coach, baseball player, avid baseball fan. A lot of guys here at ATV Radio are baseball people. Brad Ryer, my co-host on Monday night on Sports Hounds, he's a big baseball guy. We don't hold it against him too much that he's a Yankees fan.
Yep.
But, you know, he's supposed to be a Yankees fan. He's from New York. So I'm cool with that.
Yes.
I got beef with the Lakers, Cowboys, Yankees, that fan base.
Don't understand them. They're all over the world. They have no lines. They have no allegiance to nothing.
They're just soulless. Like they have no souls. Like they're just soulless, passionless individuals.
They like the glitz and glamour. That's it.
Like, where's your sense of community?
Sense of pride in representing with the family and representing with the whole community, like you said. That's where it is.
Ralphie, how did that happen? I hate to make fun of you because I like you a lot, but how are you a Lakers fan? What happened? If he's there, maybe he stepped away.
All right.
There he is.
When I was growing up, my father was more of a baseball, hockey, football guy. So basketball was never really on my television growing up. But growing up, obviously the Lakers with Shaq and Kobe, they were always on the primetime games.
Okay.
So as a little kid, I just gravitated to them, and obviously the Kobe factor in there as well.
What, you're from Delco?
Correct. Yep.
Your whole life?
Yep. Whole life.
So you're 6 years old, 25 years old?
25.
So how old were you in 01? Let's do some quick math here.
I was born in 5 years old. 5 years old.
Okay, so that's young. So Iverson's a little before your time.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So instead of rooting for Andre Iguodala and that stinky,
Kembe.
Yeah, pretty much.
That stinky core, you just latched on to Shaq and Kobe.
Yeah,
right, fine. You're lucky I like you, so I won't make that. But I mean, whatever. I give up. LeBron going for 50 the other night. How about that? Guy's unbelievable, man.
I can't. 37 years old, still doing it.
Unbelievable. I wish he would just stick his nose out of the GM responsibilities and just let people who actually know what they're doing.
I can't wait to see what happens when his son gets in the league. That's going to be a madhouse.
His son's, I hate to if his son wasn't last name James,
he would not make it. Yeah,
he's not really that great.
No.
He's really not. He's like
how crazy is it? Is you're thinking this kid who is never going to be a lottery pick, maybe, right? But could go number one just because his dad is attached to him.
Right, because his dad said that when his contract with the Lakers is up and his son enters the league,
that's where I'm going.
Son. Wherever Bronny goes, that's where I'm going. I don't care about the money. I don't care what market it's in. That's what he's doing.
He'll sign a minimum contract, he said.
That means he knows that he needs to prop up his son.
Yep.
For him to get in the league, because his son's the 4th or 5th best player on his high school team. He's on a loaded. I mean, I understand he's on a loaded team and out there in California. I forget the name of it off the top of my head, but he's not a 5-star recruit or anything.
No.
If his last name wasn't James, I don't think he'd be getting. And I love college basketball, and I look at the top recruits, and I don't think he's one of them.
Doesn't seem like it. He is by name, though.
He is by name. Sometimes it's
all that matters.
It's not about how good you are. It's about who you know. And
always.
We see it all the time here. And Bronny James, he knows LeBron.
Knows the second best player to ever play the game, arguably, some people say.
I mean, if I see that crypto commercial one more time, I think I'm going to throw up.
Oh, my God.
We go into the league. Shut up, dude. Isn't it amazing? Real quick, there's just one more thought that popped into my head before we talk some baseball, some positive baseball for the first time since really the World Series, really. So LeBron, the GM, he sucks, and then Michael, the GM, he sucks too.
Right.
It's amazing, those guys, they can't spot talent if it fell out of a tree and hit them on the head.
They're so and to their credit, guys like him, they're so focused on being great themselves. They don't care about the outside world. They don't really look at the talent around them. No, they're so focused on themselves.
Because Michael, he expects everyone to have his mentality.
It's not going to happen.
And the softies these days,
right?
They're a bunch of wimps.
Even back in his time, that's what makes them great. Is that mentality, that killer instinct. You don't find that every day.
But Adam Morrison, he picked, he stunk.
Yeah. That was funny.
I think he's still. I mean, I don't really know. To Mike's credit, I don't know how Adam Morrison was bad. He's probably the greatest college basketball player I've ever seen.
He's up there
with Anthony Davis, maybe
Christian Laettner,
that's a little before me, but yeah. I hear you on that. But he finally got a pick right with LaMelo, and the Hornets are kind of good, but not really.
No,
I don't even know. I don't have the standings in front of me, but
I mean they're a playoff team.
Yeah, so I mean it's
play-in team, I guess you could say.
And you got guys like Harbaugh, who was a top 5 pick in the NFL draft, and he can't find a quarterback to save his life at Michigan. How does that
I don't
work?
understand. I don't understand what. Yeah, I don't understand the transition between being a player to being a coach or being a GM or being front office. I don't. It's a completely different mindset that you have to have.
It's not even about the coaching, the development. They can't spot talent.
Again, it's a different type of mindset, right? Playing, you can understand where your weaknesses are and strengths are, but evaluating that for another person, that's hard to do because you can evaluate talent, but evaluating the mindset of somebody is a unique skill that not that many people have.
Yeah. All right, let's get to our poll question. Again, our poll question brought to you by All Campus between 10th and 11th Street, all on the Ocean City Boardwalk each and every Sunday. We're there, rant boothing it up. The Philadelphia Phillies should go all in for Kris Bryant. He's my favorite free agent.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, I like his versatility.
There it is, yeah.
Yeah, I like his versatility. Third, left field. If you get in a pinch, you can play him in center field. You can play him at first base.
Yeah.
And obviously, you could. There's a DH now, universal DH. So you have that flexibility with him as well. I mean, just that flexibility. And I love the fact that him and Bryce Harper are really good friends.
Yeah,
so
and JT Remuto now. You have a big three that are all close, real friends in real life and everything. Yeah, that'd be nice.
But, I mean, whether it's Kris Bryant or it's Carlos Correa or it's Nick Castellanos or it's a pitcher or they make a trade, this team has to do something.
Yes.
They have to do something. Look,
too many holes.
It's not like you don't have an outfield.
Right.
You don't have a third baseman. You don't have a first baseman. Like that DH, third base, first base triangle, like you're a guy short there.
Yeah.
You're too short in the outfield. Now, you sign a bullpen guy late last night, Janoris Familia, who, I mean, he stinks. That does nothing to move the needle for me.
He's got great stuff. He's got great stuff.
I mean, the only thing I can hope is that, like, he's motivated and just wants to stick it up the Mets keister every time he plays them and has a decent season because of that. But, right. I mean, I watch him blow every game he goes into for the Mets over the past couple of years, and now that's the only thing you've done in the 72 hours that you've been allowed to do stuff. Like
to their credit, there hasn't really been as much movement as I thought there would be either.
No, someone's got to sign.
Yeah. So someone needs to break the ice. Yeah.
So one of these big guys has to sign, and everyone's going to evaluate if it's going to be one of them long-term 5, 8-year, 10-year deals, or everyone's just going to settle for 1-year deals and try again next
year. Right.
If I'm the Phillies and I have stupid money, as Mr. Middleton, Mr. Cigar Boy, has stated in the past, I'm reaching out to Correa or Bryant or one of these guys, Castellanos. If you like Castellanos, that's fine. And I'm bringing him in 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Why don't you set the tone?
Right. I'm for signing a younger guy. Listen, I don't want Kris Bryant for 5 years. That needs to be 3.
Wouldn't you rather have the player? Wouldn't you rather have the player?
Yeah, but I mean, he's already has been shown signs of his body starting to fade on him. I don't want him for 5 years.
If you don't want to sign guys like that, then you need to start developing talent, which the Phillies haven't done in 20 years.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Okay, so now you're boxed into spending money on guys that maybe you're not that excited about.
Well, there's other guys. I mean, the Jorge Soler, I heard. Is that how you say his name? I think. I'm okay with him. Like, I'm okay with giving him a 5-year deal. I think he's a real solid player.
Soler a 5-year deal and not Kris Bryant.
Yeah, Kris Bryant, I would give 3 years. I want Kris Bryant for 3 years, but no, I don't want him for 5 years.
Jorge Soler has never been a full-time player in this league.
He's a solid player. I think he would be a solid left fielder for us.
He can't play the field.
He's not horrible. He's got a strong arm in left field. It's not like I want him to play center or anything. Left field, he's okay. That's your weakest, fielder in the whole entire field is left field.
I mean, if you're gonna Jorge Soler is not worth.
You're moving Reese out there. I just don't see us spending big money. It's not going to happen. We're not getting 3 superstars. It's not happening.
I want to start with 1.
Okay, and that's probably going to be a third baseman, I would assume, or a center fielder. Those are your biggest needs.
Well, I don't know if there's a center fielder out there because Marte's
gone.
The Mets got busy before the lockout.
Oh, they put together a nice little package for everyone.
Yeah. And they also made a trade for an all-star last night in Chris Bassett.
Yes, they did. So they gave up nothing, really.
They gave their number 6 prospect and their number 27 prospect for Chris Bassett.
Who's a very solid starter.
Where are we at on that? I don't understand. So poll question is: should the Phillies should go all in for Kris Bryant? I'm a yes. I want my $333 million guy Bryce Harper. I want him happy. His best friend's Kris Bryant. He's been recruiting Kris Bryant. So let's go, because there's a dynamic to that too. There's a clubhouse dynamic there.
That is true. Yeah.
And I think there's absolutely no reason why the Phillies with stupid money can't come away with Correa, Bryant, Schwarber, two of those three guys. Why not?
Yeah, okay. If you throw Schwarber in there, I mean, yeah, you're not getting Correa and Bryant. That's just too much. It's too much.
Why?
It's too much money. It's too much money.
No, it's not.
We'll be way over the luxury tax, and you know that's not going to happen.
Ain't my money.
Well, the guy whose money it is will not do it.
Okay, but especially in a market like Philadelphia and New York, the fans are going to show up and buy $30 beers and buy jerseys and buy hot dogs and buy tickets, buy partials, buy Sunday plans. If you commit to putting a winning product on the field,
yes,
they will show up and they will spend money and they will support you until the end of the earth.
And there's the word that you said right there, winning, right? You can spend all this money. Right, we can go out and get a Correa and a Bryant and not win still because our pitching is subpar.
But like I said with the James Harden trade, if you don't go to the Eastern Conference Finals with James Harden, depending on how it happens, I'm not going to be that mad about it because you can look yourself in the mirror. You can
say you went for it.
Say I did everything I could to reach the Eastern Conference Finals and potentially win a championship. If you fall short because of your pitching. If you sign Correa and Bryant or Correa and Schwarber or Bryant and Schwarber, whatever,
right?
The fans are going to show up because you're trying. And don't look now, but 6 teams make the playoffs in each league.
That's true too. That's big now. 2 more teams make it.
I don't have the final standings in front of me from last year, but
we would have been close.
They didn't miss by much.
Right.
So. Even if you just run it back with the stinky roster that you have right now, you're right there to make the playoffs. You have an ace. You have a good number 2 starter.
Yeah.
You got no bullpen. I'm excited for Ranger Suarez. You have Reese, Segura as, role players in the league. You don't have a shortstop because I don't trust Didi as far as I can throw him, and he makes way too much money.
Think he's going to be the guy though this year, and then you hope you got that kid coming up in the farms that takes over.
I don't trust that one lick.
That's why we're not going to make a move though for a shortstop because of him.
But Correa is A-Rod. He's going to move to third.
I'm okay with that. I think he's more conducive to be a third baseman.
Look at his body type.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the body type of a middle infielder. He has a body type of a bashing.
Right. I want him worried about the plate, not the field. Yep.
And A-Rod was unbelievable. I'm not comparing Carlos Correa to A-Rod from a baseball standpoint, but the comparatives defensively.
Yep.
That he projects, when he starts getting into his upper 20s and early 30s, he's going to be better suited to play third base.
Yes, he is. Right now, I think he's better suited to be third base. Move him to third.
So, Big Moose there on YouTube. Thanks for the super chat.
Thank you, Moose.
Money's tight. He's talking some Eagles. We're going to get to some NFL. We got free agency coming up. We got a ton of moving and shit.
I think your mic went mute. But yeah, you're right. You got a lot of moving going on over there.
Back.
There you go.
There we go. I got the new Yeti set up.
Working out all the kinks.
Yeah. So you got it. You can't not make the play. If you're in the Philadelphia market and you miss the playoffs, when there's 6 teams in each league will make the playoffs, and for those not familiar with what's going on with the CBA, it's going to be like the old football way. You're going to have 2 teams with a bye, and you're going to have 2 series in the wild card round. And then, the 3-6 will play The 2 seed and the 4 or 5 will play the 1 seed. They're not going to reseed. They're not going to reseed like the NFL.
Right.
There's no more shift in baseball. They have outlawed.
How do you feel about that? I hate it. I think the shift should be in baseball.
Look, I don't understand why you just don't lay down a bunt if you got 6 guys on the one side of the infield. Just
how are you a major league player and you can't slap the ball the other way? I mean, they teach it in high school.
Shift. But then you have guys like Joey Gallo who just are like, oh, I don't care. I'm still going to try and pull the ball and hit it over the fence. And then you hit 230. Like, I don't understand. I'll put good swings on it.
Do you think the money plays a part into that over the winning? Yeah.
Yes. John, you know, like money is everything.
Yeah, you're right.
Money makes the world go round, especially in sports.
Yep.
What do you get if you win?
No, nothing. You get nothing. You're right.
No, but if you win, you get more money.
Well, no.
All about money.
So let's take if you hit 310, all right, but you only hit 12 home runs and 60 RBIs. Are you getting more money than the guy who hits 35 home runs and 110 ribbies? No. That guy who hold bat 240 with 35 home runs, he's getting more money than the guy who hits 310.
But like, you got to make the playoffs. And you're probably right about that because, like, I don't know. Because, like, well, I actually value defense and, like, what you can do for me in the field.
Yeah, no one does anymore.
I actually value, like, making the pitcher work and having solid at-bats and being able to draw a walk.
Right.
Like, I don't want a guy who's going to strike out 210 times. Like, if you're going to strike out 210 times, you got to hit 35, 40 home runs.
Yeah, I mean, we saw here in Philadelphia, put the ball in play, and you got guys like Alex Boehm and Reese who just bobble it and fumble it every day.
You got to make the defense make a play.
Yeah.
Like, you're just going to stare there and watch 4 balls go by and take your base. Then you're never going to steal a base, so that strategy puts no pressure on the defense.
Baseball's no sacrificing. Yeah.
Baseball's all about pressure. You got to put pressure on the defense when you're on offense.
Yep.
And going up there and just obnoxiously trying to draw a walk doesn't put any pressure on the defense. Going up there and trying to just bang your head against a cement wall and beat a shift that's impossible to beat unless you hit the ball over the fence puts no pressure on the defense.
Yeah.
If you have no third baseman in the traditional third base spot, lay down a bunt. That's going to put pressure on the. That's either going to force the pitcher or the catcher to make an outstanding defensive play to get you out. Then you're on first base.
Right.
And puts pressure on the defense. Remember those Royals teams?
Oh, yeah. The Athletics, too. They're the ones who changed it to the hitting, right? They got rid of all that base running and everything. The money ball.
Unless you can steal it an 80% clip, it's nonsense.
It is. The best stat in baseball to me, and no one ever talks about this, is when you start at bat in an 0-0 count, if that first pitch is a ball compared to a strike, the difference in your batting average is tremendous. Every time if you go to 0-2 or 2-0, it's like 100-point difference in your batting average.
Yeah, I mean,
nobody talks about that.
Numbers are there.
Your mic cut out again. But yeah, nobody talks about that stat, and that's the biggest stat to me in all of baseball.
It's true. Tom Arnone's in the house. He agrees to the poll. Philly should go all in for everyone. You sign everyone. There's no salary cap. There's no salary cap, and you can't develop players. If you don't want me to be on the train of sign everyone and spend all this money, like, then go develop talent.
Draft well. Yeah.
Go develop talent. You know, like,
spend your overseas money properly. Do something, yeah.
And there's going to be an international draft and a draft lottery system implemented in the MLB as well.
I like that. I'm in favor of that.
That nonsense with the runner on second in extra innings, which I thought would be an interesting, innovative idea, that didn't. I was over that in about 2 weeks. That's stupid. That doesn't. It's not. It's like when I ripped the Hall of Fame for not being an accurate depiction of the history of baseball.
Yep.
Like, having a runner on second base in extra innings in baseball is not an accurate depiction of the game of baseball.
What about the 7-inning game? That's a joke.
That's gone too.
That's a joke. Thank God.
That's gone too. They're going to play 9-inning doubleheaders, and they're going to have bigger bases. Whatever that's going to do. Avoid collisions, make it easier to steal base, whatever.
You really only need that at first base, honestly. That's the only base that really matters.
So, yeah, I totally agree with Thomas Arnone. So go sign everyone. Sign everyone. Dump your bad contracts. Like if you're gonna trade Didi, get his money off the books, attach Stott to the deal, and get something of value back.
Yeah, but then you gotta make sure you go out and you get a Story or Correa or somebody. You gotta get somebody back.
I don't understand what the problem is with
money.
Correa.
Money's the problem.
We don't have money issues in Philadelphia.
You do when you have an owner who doesn't want to go over the luxury tax.
But if you get $18 million off the books for this year, that gives you a significant amount of.
What team is taking DD? There's no team out there.
You got to eat some money, so maybe you pay half.
That would be the only way.
And that's also why you attach Bryson Stott to a Didi Gregorius deal. You got to pay him $18 million, but you're getting our best prospect.
I just think, again, I just feel like we're getting down that rabbit hole of living in a fantasy world that's just never going to happen.
Why?
It's just never going to happen.
Look at the Dodgers. Like the Dodgers live in fantasy world every single season.
You're talking about the number 2 market in all of baseball. That's a completely different story.
Poor Philadelphia. We're only the 5th market.
And we're a fine market, but you see it all the time. If we're winning, we're there, right? The stadium will sell out. But if for some reason, let's say we go out and sign Kris Bryant or we sign Correa and someone gets hurt, right? And we don't win, we don't show up. We look at the Flyers.
Well, we don't show up. Like, it's not the fans' obligation to just blindly show up and invest their time and emotion into these sports teams.
I'm with you.
I'm with you. Compel us to do so.
But an owner's got to take that into consideration, and GM's got to take that in consideration. That's all I'm saying.
Look, the Philly fans are smart. If someone gets hurt, God forbid, Bryce Harper has an Acuna-like injury,
right?
Season shot.
Yep.
The fans are going to understand that and give you a pass, and as they should. They're smart.
And they will from home, though. They're not going to give you a pass paying $200 to go to a game. They're going to do it from home. But they'll give you a pass. They're just not going to give you their money.
Nor should they. Like, why should I pay $100 for a ticket when the product is less than inferior? Why should I sit on here on $8?
And you shouldn't, but that's what I'm saying is you're saying it, and the owner's hearing it. The owner's going to take that into consideration. That's why they're not going to go spend stupid money.
If you're not going to give 110%, then you shouldn't be an owner.
It's all about the bottom line, man. It's all about the bottom line.
But the bottom line is going to be bigger if you win baseball games. And you're not going to win baseball games with a stinky outfield, no third baseman, no bullpen, and short of starters.
But you cannot guarantee if you go out and sign Bryant and Correa that you're going to be a World Series team.
You can't guarantee that, John. You can't guarantee anything.
Yankees pretty much guarantee it almost every year. They go out and do it.
Yankees haven't won a championship since 2009.
But they're in it almost every single year.
Yeah, okay.
And that's why they can spend stupid money.
And Yankees, but even they don't anymore.
Well, true. But
all their fans do is bitch and moan that
they're going to go get Freddie Freeman this year. That's pretty much a done deal, I think. And that, like, you get a guy like that puts you right there.
They're going to have to trade. Well, I mean, Hal Steinbrenner doesn't go over the luxury tax. Like, John Middleton's not the only owner that is terrified of going over the luxury tax. The Yankees are, if you go to a back alley in Taiwan and ask some homeless person to name a baseball team, they're going to name the Yankees.
Yankees, yep.
And even they don't go over the luxury tax. The only team that doesn't give a you-know-what about the luxury tax is the Dodgers.
Dodgers, yeah.
And good for them. And where are they? They don't win all the time, but they're right there.
They're there every year. Yeah, they're there every year. Like right now, the Phillies. even if we go get Kris Bryant, I don't know. Are we better than the Braves and the Mets? Probably not. Probably not.
So, like, you should just not do it and not try? I don't get it. What's your point?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I wouldn't do it if I was an owner. I wouldn't go get Kris Bryant if I can't be a contender. I need pitching. I need pitching. You got to go get the bullpen situated first before you can ever consider doing anything else. You got to get the bullpen situated. Every team has good bullpen.
What do you mean? They just signed Janoris Familia. Like,
that's not.
We're
come
good.
on, stop it.
I hope he has like a decent year just to stick it up the Mets' ass.
What I don't know this off the top of my head, but Sir Anthony Dominguez, is he back? Is he?
He's on our team.
He is. Okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're putting a lot of stock in Sir Anthony Dominguez.
I hope so. I mean, he was 2 years ago. He was the top under 25 guy that we had in Philadelphia. He was one of them.
Yeah, he's got great stuff.
Amazing stuff.
And, like, I know Hector Neris was, like, the butt of a lot of jokes, but when you took Hector Neris out of the closer role last year, he was pretty good.
He was great.
And he
not pretty good. He was great.
And he has an elite pitch in the
yes, he does.
In the split finger.
Yep.
So everyone says good riddance on Hector Neris going to Houston, and Hector Neris, he got too much money, but
that's a big loss.
It is a big loss.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't think Vince Velasquez is on the team anymore. But, yeah, I mean, they got work to do, and they got to do something. And, like, maybe they can pull off a trade here.
To me,
I don't know how that's going to work.
To me, yeah, they have to do something. You're right. But it has to start with arms, and mainly the bullpen for me. I'm okay going with the starters we had, but you have to get bullpen guys. Your mic's out. You have to go get a couple bullpen guys, and then you can start filling out your outfield. But until then, you're nothing without bullpen.
See, with the landscape of free agency and what's available and what's not, I'm just trying to play wall ball. I'm trying to score 10 a game.
I mean, that's a philosophy. We thought we had that a couple years ago, and that never really, it didn't pan out. I'm not putting all my stock into that.
That's what you did in the glory days of this franchise from 07 to 11.
We also had 3 or 4 of the top, starting pitchers in the league
at the tail end. Yes,
right.
But the World Series team and the 07 team,
they were bashing. They were bashing.
You bashed your way to a championship.
You also.
Once they loaded up on the 4 aces, they didn't win.
You're right, but you also, who did you have? Brad Lidge on the back end. When you got a lead, you knew it was over.
You had Scott Air, who never let up runs. You had J.C. Romero. You had Madsen. You had these guys that were just lights out.
Right.
And I agree with you. I'm just saying, like, I'm just trying to score 10. I'm trying to score 10 a game.
That's all fun and dandy, and it's going to be fun to watch, but it's not. It doesn't win.
But if you want to get your bottom line, if you want to make your nut and not win, that's the way to do it.
You're 100%. I agree with you there. If you want to have a fun stadium and have the bell ring 3 times a game, go out and sign your guys. Go out and spend your money, but you're not winning a championship that way. You're not getting a series that way.
But, like, I'm getting in the top 6 that way.
You could get, like you said, we're pretty much in the top 6 right now. The way the team is.
Jake Friel. Maybe we'll use that stupid money this year.
Not going to happen, guys.
I mean, to be fair, the Phillies have spent money. They just haven't done it wisely at all. Like, all the bullpen guys that they've signed, Robertson. They
did try to go out and get it. Yeah, they did try to go out and get some guys. It just never panned out.
Didi, I mean, you gave Didi $18 million a year, and that's not working.
Yep.
Troy H. The Mets traded for Kris Bryant. He's one of the most underrated pitchers in the league.
Yes, he is.
I mean, he's good.
He's a very solid starter. He's just out in Oakland. No one heard him. He's a very solid starter.
And the Mets go out there and they try. look, you added Eduardo Escobar, you had Starling Marte. I think I'm missing somebody that they signed.
Yeah, you are.
Big name.
I can't remember who now.
But yeah, they go out there. It never works out for them.
Oh, Max Scherzer, right? Didn't they go?
Oh yeah, okay.
Max Scherzer. Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. But like we've seen all this with the Mets before.
If they stay healthy, they gotta be the favorites, right? On paper.
If you wanna, I'm a big Marlins guy, but we'll get into that in a few minutes. But I think that this is just a year screaming for a team like the Marlins. They win the World Series every 20 years.
Yeah. I don't know if the Marlins are ready.
Really good team.
They're a good team, but this division's really good. The NL East is a very good division.
Well, yeah, that's why I want Freeman to go to the Yankees or the Dodgers. Put him on the Yankees. Cool. Get him out of the National League. Right. Cool.
He's a Philly killer, that guy.
And maybe Yankee fans will shut up and stop bitching and moaning that they never sign anybody, even though they win 100 games every year.
Every year. Stop your complaining.
But, like, I mean, the Mets, right, they're the poster child of spending money and not guaranteeing anything.
Yeah.
It's like, remember when they signed Robbie Alomar and Mo Vaughn and all those guys?
Yeah.
All those guys, Cespedes.
Yeah.
Like, so that doesn't – it doesn't guarantee anything, but their ballpark's going to be full. Their owners
they'll be full in the beginning, but if they lose, they're another franchise where their team will stop going.
And there's Ranger Suarez won't be ready for opening day with visa issues. Really?
I heard that. Yeah, I heard that too. I don't know how true it is, but I know he's not in Florida.
What do you mean you're a grown man? You have visa issue? What are we doing?
I don't know.
Where's he from? What's he, a Venezuela guy?
Venezuela? Yeah.
What's probably on their end because they got
a mess down there.
Yeah.
They got a mess down there.
That's like an insult to messes everywhere.
Yes.
Down there. But I mean, Bryant, Correa, Schwarber. I don't know what pitchers are out there that could maybe help. You need a pitcher.
Not starters. I'm okay with our starting five. I'm okay. But I need bullpen. You got to go. And I don't know who's out there, right? I have no idea.
I'm going to bring it up right now. Free agent.
Yeah.
This is according to Sports Track. So Seager got signed. Simeon got signed. Baez is signed. Robbie Ray signed. Stroman signed. Chris Taylor signed. I don't think Raciel Iglesias is on the team. Does that do anything?
I mean, it's a nice fit, but it doesn't move the needle big time. It's an arm.
Yeah, a lot of these. Joe Kelly got signed last night.
That's another one. That's an arm.
White Sox grabbed him up.
It's got to be a trade, right? There's got to be a trade out there that we could get, like I know not now, but like a Kris Bryant type of trade that's out there that we could get.
Yeah,
and I don't know who that is.
A lot of these guys are signed already. Oh, here's many players. Freeman's not signed. Bassett
is gone now.
Kelly was signed. Bryant. So, like, the pool is thin.
Well, no, there's still a decent amount of players, positional players out there, but the pitching is thin. The pitching's thin.
Well, we need that too.
You need that. That has to be done via trade. It has to be done via trade. There's got to be a guy in Tampa, Oakland, out there. You got the Hader stuff out in the Brewers. They've been trying to move him for years. So to get the bullpen done, it has to be via trade. And that's why I would concentrate on that first and then fill in accordingly to what you need.
So here's the top 5 still available. Bryant, obviously.
Right.
Story.
Yep.
Freeman. And Correa.
Yeah. And Schwarber, I would probably put up there too.
Schwarber's out there.
Yeah.
They're all bashers. Let's go bash. Let's go bash.
Okay. It's going to be fun and fun to watch, but you're not going to win that way.
Boy, I'm never out of a game. John Castellano, he's an A2D member. He should trot down to All Campus, get you 20% off. Spend that money, and I will spend my hard-earned money. Philadelphia loves when our sports teams push the chips in the center of the table and go all in.
He's right.
That's
a great statement.
Troy H., the Yankees try to score 10 runs a game and do nothing in the playoffs.
Yep.
Okay, but like there's something to be said to being in the dance every year.
And there's a different philosophy, right? And as fan base, we have a different view on it. I would rather have a team that is in it and can contend every single year and maybe win one a decade than the owners who need to see the final ring. If they don't have the ring, then they're a failed owner and a failed GM. Fans, we don't really care about that. I just want competition. I want a good product on the field.
But like you're up again now, it's going to be easier for the Yankees to make a run because Tampa's run that division
right
with no payroll, and they're like the exception to the rule. Now Boston's getting it together. They have
Boston's got a good teteam.
Verdugo, Bogarts, Devers. They got young pitchers that I like. They're going to be there.
Yep.
Then you have the Yankees and that Toronto.
Toronto's a stud team.
So like they're making it year in and year out in the best division in baseball.
Right.
And now it's going to be easier for them to make a run because you no longer have one and done wild card games. You're going to have to play a series.
You got to play a 3-game series, right? Yep.
3, is it 3 or 5?
I think it's 3, and then the divisional rounds are 5.
If you're in a 3-game series against the Yankees, you might face Garrett Cole twice.
You definitely will face him once in bullpen. A couple innings out of the bullpen, probably. Yeah.
So that significantly improves the Yankees' chances of making deep runs in the playoffs.
Right.
Significantly. Problem is they got to load up to get there because that's not guaranteed, even for the New York Yankees with all the good players that they have.
Yeah, I mean Baltimore's a solid team too. That's another decent division.
They're a joke.
They're okay.
They have no interest in contending. They have no interest in making money. I don't even know why that guy or that family, whoever owns them down there, they shouldn't be allowed to own a baseball team. Neither should the Pirates. Neither should the Royals. Neither should if you're going to be bad like that, not spend money and not compete, you better be Tampa.
Okay.
It's bad for baseball. It's bad for the sport. They're going to lose 150. They might.
No, they're not. Stop.
Orioles might lose 150 of 162 this year.
No, they're not. They're not that bad. They're not that bad of a team.
Yes. Who do they have?
They're not that bad of a team.
Name one player on their team.
I can't.
Exactly. They stink. They're horrible. Iglesias signed with the Angels, but he's not just a guy. Iglesias is a big time closer. I wouldn't go that far, Troy. Big time closer. He's a good closer. He's not a big time closer.
He's an arm.
He's not a big time closer. Josh Hader's a big time closer. He's nowhere near Hendricks in Chicago. He's a big time closer.
He did have a good couple of years in Cincy, right?
Yeah. We need Schwarber more than Bryant. We only have 2 lefty bats.
I'm with you. Right? Schwarber could play center if need be. He's not great at it, but
nope.
Somebody's got to play there.
Not him.
Well, ain't gonna be Roman Quinn. He just signed.
Yeah, he signed with the Mariners.
The Mets, right?
Mariners.
Mariners.
Seattle.
Okay.
Pretty sure. I could be wrong on that, but who cares? Roman Quinn stinks. If you're
Mickey Moniak,
no, they got to do something. But Kyle Schwarber, he can't even play left. Like he's almost got to be your DH if you sign him.
No, then you can't sign him because Rhys Hoskins is your DH. I want no part of that man in the field anywhere.
Then you got to stick him in left and be prepared for mistakes.
I'm okay with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And me too.
I'm okay with that.
Pat Colt, Ryan Mountcastle is solid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can have him. That's fine.
He's not bad. Listen, I'll take him.
If you have to start an argument with he's not that bad, then the guy stinks.
Better than what we have. Put it that way.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. Pove is in the house. Check him out on the Hockey Hop Hour. Agree. The perfect player they need to play outfield and some third base. I'm a big Kris Bryant guy. I'm a big making Bryce Harper happy kind of guy. They're best friends.
I'm okay. Kris Bryant's my number one target. He's just my number one target for a 3-year deal.
What's the difference? Go get him. Who cares? Why do fans get so? Oh, you gave up
because
too much.
Because you see the deals out there with, like you just said, Cano or a Pujols or deals like that where guys are just wasting money and you can't do nothing with that. It's guaranteed money in baseball. So those guys, they're always there.
If John Middleton signs Kris Bryant and Correa for big money and it doesn't work out, they get hurt or they stink, I'm not going to be critical of Middleton. And
you won't this year, but in 5 years you will. In 5 years you will.
Went for it.
You won't say that. In 5 years you'll say how stupid it was.
Well, look at the Ryan Howard contract. I haven't ripped that once. I'll defend that contract till days end.
That was stupid. That was a stupid contract.
No, it wasn't, because that's how the CBA at that time was set up. Players get paid on their prior performances.
I get it. It's just I think Middleton, and you're seeing baseball owners, like you said, the Yankees are doing it now. The Sox did it last year too, and the year before. You're not going to see that anymore. I don't think you're going to see big 10-year contracts anymore besides superstars. Like a Correa. I'm giving 10 years all day to.
Let's do it.
Story. I'll give 10 years to Story.
Let's do that too.
I'm all for that. But I'm not doing it for Bryant. I'm not giving Bryant 5-7-year deals. Stop it. No.
How old is he?
He's got to be 28, 29, something like that, right?
I mean, that's how old Story and Correa are.
Correa's a little bit younger, I think.
We're in 1992. So 22 and 8, so 28.
28, yeah.
I'm sorry, he's 30. It's right here.
Bryant's 30?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not giving him a 5 year, and he's already had injury issues. He's already had knee and back issues. I'm not giving him 5 years.
I mean, you gave Bryce Harper 13 at 27.
The motive to Bryce Harper, though, is, first of all, he's never really had any issues ever in his career, and he plays balls to the wall, right? And he can be a DH, right? You signed him thinking he could be your DH in 7 years, 8 years. You can't sign a Kris Bryant thinking he's going to be a DH too.
Okay.
There's only one guy that can take that spot.
I'd just be handing out 10. If I'm the Philly, I'm just handing out 10-year deals left and right. I'd give them to everyone.
It's easy to say that when it's not your money.
But if it were my money, I'd still be doing it.
No, you wouldn't.
I would pay so much. I would pay so much luxury tax if I were an owner, John. It'd be obnoxious. I would break.
You wouldn't make money.
I wouldn't care.
Oh well, jeez.
If I was really that in a pinch, I would just sell the team.
Not having you run a business for me.
Probably it's a good idea, but if I needed money and I was in a pinch, I would just sell the team.
Oh, Jesus! Somebody talk some sense into this guy. Come on.
Why? If I buy a baseball team now and I sell it in 2030, like I'm gonna make billions of dollars off of it.
Yeah, it's not. Listen, you're in business, and sports is a business now to make money. Owners have to worry about that. We're sitting here, we're thinking it's about just the guys on the field. Owners and GMs got to think about everything. They got to think about everything. You can't just go out and just throw money around. You can't do it. Nobody does it anymore. Nobody does it. It's just not smart.
Sign everyone. All right, let's move on to the NFL. Topic 2. Brought to you by All Campus, 10th, 11th Street on the Ocean City Boardwalk. 20% off for A2D members. 50% off select merchandise right at the front of the store there. So we got a lot going on. We're going to be praying that Mother Nature. We got the clocks changing now, John.
Yes, we do.
So, that'll be people be out milling around later in the evening. That should help business. And March 13th to get 3 to 5 inches of snow,
that's not fun.
I'm out.
That's not fun. Yeah, let's not do that every year.
Remember, isn't it funny how the snowstorms work? When you're a little kid, yeah, it's gonna snow.
Oh, off school, everything's great. Yeah. Your mic's out. Now it just ruins your day. It ruins your whole entire week if you get 1 day of snow now. Mike's still out, but I can't deal with this. Let's move on to baseball. Let's get the sunshine in here. Let's get the heat. No more.
Even in Florida, I'm looking at it, it's 40 degrees down there at the Players.
Well, they got snow down in North Carolina. They were getting snow down there yesterday.
All right, you got me. You got me back.
Yep, you're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so Big Moose. We're gonna start off the football talk with Big Moose there, checking us out on YouTube. So the Eagles have $17 million in cap space now after the 1 year. Jason Kelce, they save $8 million for the rookie. We save $8 million for the rookie draft pool. Do we have enough in free agency? Look, yeah, you can sign.
Yeah.
You can sign, maybe 2 guys?
You can go get 2 solid guys. Yeah, you can go get 2 solid guys. You could go get, if it's a safety and a wide receiver, or a corner and a wide receiver, whatever. However the draft lays out, you can go fill in some positions, yes.
So, a few weeks ago on the Sports Hounds, I announced 2 free agents that I would sign if I were Howie. They were Jesse Bates, safety for the Bengals.
Yes.
He got franchise tag, so
yep.
You're not going to be able to do that. And Jamison Crowder, who's a free agent for the Jets. Obviously, he's not Jerry Rice, but he can run the slot for you and do some things for you. He was injured a lot last year, and the Jets. Can anybody succeed in on the Jets? Doesn't seem like it. They stink every year in and year out.
I'm a big Crowder fan. I just think he gets injured a lot.
So we're going to scratch those 2 guys off, and we're going to adapt our predictions. Yesterday, some breaking news in the NFL. Amari Cooper goes from Dallas to Cleveland for a bag of peanuts. I don't understand why teams announce they're going to release people and then try and trade them.
Yeah, you're not going to get anything for him.
What sense does that make? So the Cleveland Browns have given one Jarvis Landry permission to seek a trade. I did some research on his contract, and he has 0 guaranteed money remaining on his contract. Yep. You want to talk about a gift?
Please.
You bring Jarvis Landry to this receiving core to run the slot, run some outside stuff for you. You got Jarvis Landry, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goedert for what appears to be is going to be Jalen Hurts at starting quarterback. If you're going to have Jalen Hurts as starting quarterback, you better load up around him because the guy isn't good.
That being said, yes. You could give him some weapons.
You get him some weapons. Give the guy a chance to be good and succeed. Jarvis Landry. With no guaranteed money. That's Howie Roseman 101 right there.
And you are sitting back loving that the Cowboys did this because that sets the market now for the trade value for wide receivers. Right? If Amari Cooper got you a 5th and a 6th, what's Landry worth? Just a 5th? A 4th?
Well,
at best?
He's making no guaranteed money, so he doesn't cost anything on your cap. And the Browns aren't they kind of did.
They're looking to move him. They've already said it.
But I don't think they're going to release a guy.
No, they won't release him.
No guaranteed money. So
they won't release.
Have to buck up and trade for him. So Jarvis Landry is going to fetch more than Amari Cooper.
Not much. Like I said, maybe a 4th. A 4th.
That's it. All day. Look, proven talent.
Here's the other ones too.
All day long.
You got 2 guys out in Seattle, DK and Lockett, that they're looking to move.
Yeah, they're not going to do that because Deshaun Watson. I'll bet green money that Deshaun Watson's on the Seattle Seahawks.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah. I think they're going to use all those draft picks and get Deshaun Watson with Metcalf and Lockett, and they're going to tell their fans that, look, we traded Russell Wilson, who was great for us, but he's 33, and we're bringing in the next Russell Wilson, who's 26. Okay. I mean, you're going to have to bite the bullet on some type of suspension, but no criminal charges are going to be filed. He's not going to go to jail.
Yeah, he shouldn't get any more than a 6.
So he's going to – I mean, the precedent's already been set. Not charged with a crime, 6 game suspension. So you can't give him more than 6, and that's what Zeke got. So I fully expect Deshaun Watson to be on the Seattle Seahawks sooner rather than later.
Okay.
Bryce Harper can play center. We got some baseball comments. Bryant's 30. Update: the Phillies are working on a deal to bring back Odubel Herrera. No thanks.
Okay, as a role player, but not an everyday guy.
No. Been there, done that. Sharks swim forward, not backwards. Like, it's time to turn the page on these stinky guys like Vince Velasquez and Odubel Herrera. Like, let's get it going. Bryce Blackwell, the Deshaun Watson. Are we going after Watson? No, we are not.
All right.
Deshaun Watson. Both the Commanders and the Eagles are reportedly out of the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. That's according to Albert Breer, pretty good NFL network.
So is Pittsburgh, I heard, too. They are out.
Pittsburgh. And then I also read that Deshaun Watson does have a no-trade clause, and he would not waive it to come to Philadelphia.
Okay.
It's also rumored that Carolina is trying to load up and grab Deshaun Watson, which would be that's a playoff team right there. If they get
that makes sense. They've been waving CMC around there too.
Yeah, and can we just stop picking running backs in the top 10? Are these teams going to?
It's got to stop. Yeah, that's got to stop.
I mean, Saquon Barkley, cool.
They're going to outright cut him, maybe.
Cool. I mean, I hope they don't, because then I have to listen to all the Penn State people in the Delaware Valley. Oh, we should sign Saquon.
I'll be one of them. Go get him.
DB on YouTube. Eagles need a safety and an edge.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we need at least one linebacker somewhere, because we don't have any.
Yeah, Justin Reed, he's getting a lot of buzz from the Eagles in free agency. He's 26-year-old safety from the Texans. That's cool. And Chandler Jones.
Yeah.
I can't imagine that you let Chandler Jones walk if you're the Cardinals. I mean, you're not paying Murray anything. Maybe if you're paying Murray a bunch of money as the franchise quarterback, but he's still on a rookie deal. I don't know how you let a difference maker like Jones walk out of your building at a premier position like pass rush. But I mean, I'm breaking the bank to bring Chandler Jones in Philadelphia. Absolutely.
So would I.
Absolutely. And Reed, like, cool. I'm cool with that. Marcus Williams, really good safety on the Saints.
That's who I want.
He's going to be out there because
he's got to be the number one safety on the market, I think.
Pat Culp, Quadre Diggs from Seattle. He's going to be out there. I mean, you just shed a bunch of money trading Russell Wilson. So, like, I don't know how you can justify losing more talent after you just lost Russell Wilson, because me saying Deshaun Watson's going to be on the Seahawks, that's speculation, hearsay. He could not be. He's going to be somewhere. But, I mean, could be anyone. Brankman Landry would be great addition. Then we can draft D. I don't want to say your offense is complete if you bring in Jarvis Landry, but it's pretty goddamn close.
Yeah, you don't have to use a first rounder on anyone now, possibly.
Right, because then I Garrett Wilson and Olave and Treylon Burks and whoever else
will all be down there.
Skylar Moore, like all these guys that are projected to go in the first and second round of the draft. If I bring in
Justin Ross, a big guy who I like.
Ross, just cross them right on off the draft board if you bring in Jarvis Landry and you use the resources elsewhere.
Yep.
Because Kelsey's coming back. You should always be in the market for offensive linemen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if that center from Iowa dropped and we took a shot on him. I wouldn't be mad at that.
And then you got defense. DB slays recruiting Diggs hard, and Diggs plays well in zone defense. I mean, bring him in. Sign him.
I'm okay with
bring
it.
Him
Yeah,
in.
I'm okay
bring
with
him in. Because, like, the NFC, I mean, obviously gets a little stronger with Aaron Rodgers breaking the bank in Green Bay. But,
Right.
I mean, you know he's not signing back there if his boy Devontae Adams isn't coming back, too. So you're going to be playing.
Don't get that deal done. They constructed Rodgers' deal in that way to make sure they got the deal done with Adams.
But, you know, then you're looking at a team with, what, like 70% of your cap to two guys.
That's not true. The way that Aaron Rodgers' cap hit, I believe, is only $12 million. Because 153 of that 200 extension is signing bonus.
But the signing bonus goes directly against the cap. No?
No. That's why you do it.
Okay. So basically Green Bay is going to be a factor still in the NFC.
Yeah, Green Bay opened up a lot of money. I mean, they were really in the hole, but they opened up a lot of money to be able to sign Adams now long term.
I mean, as long as Aaron Rodgers is invested, like, why do I think that Aaron Rodgers just threw out, like, a ridiculous contract, like, negotiation out to Green Bay and said, hey, they'll never match this, and then I can just retire. And then Green Bay said okay, and now he's boxed in for the next 4 years.
I'll tell you this. There's zero chance Green Bay gave him 153 signing bonus for him to do a one and retire. He guaranteed them 2 or 3 years at least.
I mean, do you trust Aaron Rodgers to keep his word?
Yeah. You have to.
I don't trust Aaron Rodgers as far as I can throw him.
You would have to. You
have to because he's that good.
Right.
So, like, you're boxed in as Green Bay because you need players to compete. And Aaron Rodgers is a player. I mean, he won MVP at, 39 years old?
Back-to-back.
Unbelievable.
Back-to-back MVP.
He won the MVP 4 times.
Yeah.
The only thing our defense does not have is playmakers, so hopefully that's their priority in the first round. Guys that just make plays. Look, you can get guys like... Look, I don't think I've said it a million times on this show, on the Sports Hounds, on Facebook, on Twitter. I don't think this Philadelphia Eagles roster is as bare as the fan base is making it out to be.
I don't know where you see that.
Great offensive line.
Yes.
Great tight end.
Yes.
You got a start of a wide receiver core with Devontae Smith.
You got one guy.
I mean, receiver's the easy. I mean, I see the other position in the whole league, like receivers, they grow on trees. Just not
good ones. Not good ones.
Sure they are. Antonio Brown was a 6th round pick. Tyreek Hill is a 5th round pick.
Oh, listen, you're going to find those types of guys in every single position, every single draft. Eagles don't.
They find guys. You get a great defensive line. There's pieces in the secondary that are good. You have a great running back room. You know, you led the league in rushing last year.
Right, and that doesn't mean we have a great running back room. We have a great offensive line that opens up holes for our average running backs.
That's what you need.
Right. Okay.
That's part of it. Lane Johnson's the best right tackle in the league.
Kelsey's the best center.
You have the best center in the league, and you have a young, dynamic left side of your line in Jordan Mailata and Landon Dickerson.
Right.
So, you know, do you need a linebacker? Sure.
Yes.
But, like, so before this draft, like, you're going to have 2 holes filled with the cap space you have.
I think so. I think so, yeah. I think you could fill a safety and a corner, or a safety and a wide receiver, or whatever. Yes, a combination of 2.
Bryce Blackwell, we need 2 edge rushers, 2 linebackers, 2 safeties defense-wise. We need 2 wideouts, 1 more tight end, and a guard. Like, relax, Bryce.
I think you need a running back, too. Put a running back on there, Bryce.
I mean, if you want to draft a running back in day 3 that you think can maybe do something, okay.
Right.
But I'm gonna hold a blank check in front of Miles and say, if you want to get paid, you got to run the football straight.
You're not paying Miles Sanders. No, I don't care if he runs for 1,500 yards this year. I'm not paying him.
You can tell him, like, if you get 1,500, we'll pay him, and then just, send him down the road. Say, oh well, we lied to you.
We lied to you. There you go.
We lied to you. And you have Jordan Howard, Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell had 7 touchdowns last year.
I hear you. I'm not hanging my hat on Kenneth Gainwell.
Why?
He's a good running back. I just don't
role player who can return kicks, receive, and run the football.
I need a power guy. I just want a power back.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how many defenders were there. Too many defenders to count. Were scared to tackle Jordan Howard last year. Get in front of Jordan Howard last year.
I don't know what it is with Jordan Howard. The whole entire league is like off on Jordan Howard. I don't know why.
I mean, he's 27 years old.
Right. And he, I believe with the Bears one year, he led the league in rushing.
He's great first 2 years with the Bears, and then whatever happened there, he goes to Miami and doesn't do well, and then
just
he comes
fell off
here.
the planet.
So he went from Philadelphia, where he did good, to Miami. This is after Chicago. Philadelphia, where he did good. Him and Miles were a good combo. What was it, 18?
Yeah.
Then the position's just not valued.
It's not valued. That's what it is. Yep.
He goes into Miami and falls on his face, and he comes back here and does well.
He didn't do really well. I mean, he was a healthy scratch most of the year.
Yeah, but when they put him in the football game and they realize that he's a tough, physical, aggressive runner, and he can help your team, he got carries.
Again, is that because of him or is that because of the offensive line? To me, that's the offensive line. It's the Emmitt Smith thing. Like, Emmitt Smith is not a very talented running back. He's not the best running back ever.
That's ridiculous. No, he's not the best running back ever, but he's top 5.
I don't
care. I don't care what offensive line you put him behind. Emmitt Smith is a bulldog winner.
It's not a top 5.
You're nuts.
All right.
But yeah, Bryce, like, relax. You don't have to list every position on the field when you're talking about the Eagles' needs. You just don't. You're in a hard cap league. Everyone has weaknesses.
But he's right. His list is correct. Like, if you wanted to fill every single hole, his list is correct.
Bill Middlebrook actually said on the show that Seattle GM sucks. Seattle's GM does suck. He doesn't know what he's doing at all, especially when trading. Like, at all. He's awful. He's absolutely awful. So I agree with that. I was like, built the Legion of Doom, Metcalf, Lynch, hitched his draft picks, won a Super Bowl, and now probably traded Wilson for a younger franchise quarterback and wound up with a pick, Shelby Harris, Noah Fant, and genius move. It's not a genius move. It's not a genius move. Look, the whole objective in the NFL, if you're roster building and a GM, is to get yourself a franchise quarterback. If you have a franchise quarterback, you don't trade him.
Right. Here's the genius move. Here's the genius move. If you make that trade and move Russ out, all right, and then you get Watson in, now it's a genius move.
Sure.
And especially if you accumulated some picks and players, genius move. But if you're moving Russ out, you're pretty much telling your franchise it's a rebuild.
But you got the same amount of first-round picks. Like, you gave up 2 first-round picks for Jamal Adams, which is terrible.
Right.
Which is just a bonehead, clueless, idiot move. And then you only got 2 first-round picks back for Russ. You get 2 twos, which is cool. But, I mean, dude, are you really going to tell me that Noah Fant and Shelby Harris are like...
Noah Fant's okay. He's not a big needle mover, though, no.
Like, who cares about those guys? Those guys are just fluff. Those guys aren't difference makers.
They fill a hole. That's it.
People look at the Russell Wilson trade and they look at like an 8 assets going to Seattle and they're like, oh, Seattle. No, they didn't. Seattle, Denver got ripped off. They gave up way too much. I would easily give that package up for Russell Wilson if I were the Eagles. Easily.
I wouldn't have. You would give up 15, 16, and jeez,
Fluff, idiot.
Sweat, like Josh Sweat.
Fluff, idiot role players. No one in that trade is as good as Josh Sweat. Not even close.
No, I agree with you. But I mean, that's what it would have taken for
Miles
us.
Sanders out there. I'll float Dillard out there.
Okay,
and,
all right.
And 2 1s and 2 I have extra picks.
Yeah, I hear you. I don't like giving up the 2 middle picks. Like if it was a 27 and a 29 pick, okay. But a 15, 16, I think you could get some solid guys there.
But you can just push 19 back a couple of times and still bring in volume, because that seems to be what this draft is.
It is.
It's like 1 through 50. Like there's not much difference.
Right.
So if there was ever a draft to do the Howie pushback value trade kind of thing, this seems to be the draft.
You're right. This is the draft to do that. Yes.
But I mean, Bill, I love you. Listen a lot. Check us out on Facebook. But Seattle's GM's an idiot. You're boxed into getting Deshaun Watson now.
You pretty much should go get Watson, unless you're really believing that franchise is in a rebuild.
Bill Middlebrook need to trade Sanders now. Can't wait till he can walk next year. This organization never moves guys before they're backed in the corner like Ertz. I hate New England, but they're smart enough to move guys when they're value. I'm fine with Gainwell, Scott, and Howard. Why would you trade Sanders?
He makes no money.
You just create. All I hear from the fan base is like, this team not good enough. The roster's bare. And then you want to trade your best running back? I don't like Miles Sanders. I don't think he's that good, but he's still the best running back on the team. And he's
And realistically, what are you getting for Miles Sanders? A 6th rounder? Like I'm not trading him for that. Come on.
Okay, Bill, go get Watson, and then I'll take it back. I react to news. I'm not going to speculate on them assuming to get Watson. I assume that that's their plan, but Watson has to waive a no trade clause, and a lot of teams are going to want Watson.
And there's too many other teams that are better fits for him than Philadelphia.
With everything said, the Eagles will definitely have the most interesting offseason in terms of the draft and free agency. Yeah. Pretty sure everybody's paying attention to our moves. I mean, okay.
I agree. I do think that we're the Giants and us, I think, are going to be the 2 big players in the draft.
Yeah, I mean, you got 4 teams hold 25% of the first round picks.
Right.
Detroit, New York, and Philadelphia. Roughly. So that, and like New England, yeah, they made the playoffs last year. I guarantee the New England Patriots don't make the playoffs next year. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm kind of on board with you there.
Mac Jones is going to take a step back. Josh McDaniels isn't there anymore. They're just not athletic on defense. It doesn't seem like they're really interested in bringing back J.C. Jackson.
No.
That cornerback. I don't know why. Every time I turn on the TV, he's getting an interception.
They're trying to, let him go, move him. Yeah.
I don't think they franchise tagged him.
Nope.
So I don't know what they're doing there. And I think that offense takes a significant step back without Josh McDaniels. So like if you want to hold New England to like the standards, like New England was a dynasty because they got Tom Brady in the 6th round because no one was paying attention. That's why they're a dynasty.
They had the best player to ever play the game, possibly, yes.
You're going to crown people being a bunch of geniuses because they picked one guy. Okay. Fine, fair. They won a bunch of Super Bowls, but,
They maximized it with them. That's all you can say.
He also threw him bone after bone after bone by paying for a $3 million cap hit in his prime for a lot of years.
It's a lot easier when you have the wife that makes all the money.
There's a bunch of geniuses for picking one guy. Okay. And Bill Belichick can get the most out of role players like Willie McGinnis and Teddy Bruschi and Vrabel and all these guys. You bring in Rodney Harrison. Okay.
I don't know how much that is to coaching and and them being smart, moving players when it's time, as much as it is the players themselves, like Tom Brady, like a Willie McGinnis, like a Rodney Harrison, who create that culture in the locker room. I think that's what built that dynasty the most.
Yeah, you picked Tom Brady. That's why you're a dynasty.
Right.
If the Bengals picked Tom Brady, they would have been a dynasty. If the Cardinals picked Tom Brady, they would have been. Wouldn't matter. Like Derek Jeter, like he was on the Yankees, so he got to be a dynasty with the Yankees. He was the next. But if Derek Jeter got picked by the Royals, the Royals would have won all them championships. Like certain guys, just no matter where they go,
are winners.
They're going to be winners, and that's what they're going to bring to the table.
Right.
Tom Brady went to Tampa for 1 year, and he won another championship.
And had them pretty much there at year 2, too.
Bill Middlebrook, Sanders stinks, can't catch, butterfingers, doesn't block, 0 touchdowns is unacceptable. It's been 3 years of garbage and injuries. So, Bill, didn't you just say we should trade him?
Yeah, I mean,
sales pitch there for a trade.
You can say whatever you want about him. He's our number one, and it's not even close.
All right, so we got some Sixers talk. Sixers are going to try and rebound tonight. They obviously get hit in the mouth.
Mike's out. But, yeah, Sixers got smacked.
So, what's your level of concern regarding the Sixers?
0.
0?
0. I mean, 0. I don't know. First of all, it's one game. And I've been saying it on this show for weeks now. Boston has more talent than Philly.
You mean Brooklyn?
I'm sorry, Brooklyn, yeah. Brooklyn has more talent than Philly. And that's just, listen, I don't know how anyone wants to argue this fact. It's just ridiculous to me that you could sit and even attempt to make an argument about it. Does that mean they're going to win? No. Does it mean that game on Thursday night meant anything? No. I don't care about it. I have no concerns going forward with Philadelphia. We got the best trade available in bringing James Harden in. We gave our team and Joel Embiid the best chance to win a championship here. And you said it earlier in the show. That's all you can ask for. That's it. So why are we concerned about one game? I don't get it.
Not concerned. And like my level of concern is like a 2 out of 10.
Okay.
I can't watch them lose by 29 points at home and have a 0 concern level. That's just Homer Sixers glasses nonsense talk, and that's not what I'm about. But the Sixers hit no shots.
Right.
They hit no shots on Thursday,
and Brooklyn couldn't miss.
So you have a team that shot 28% from the floor over 48 minutes, and a team that shot 64% from the floor. Over 48 minutes, like that's what's going to happen in the NBA.
Right.
So,
right.
No. And James Harden laid an egg. The loss is solely individually on James Harden. Like we can't have games in big spots where he's going to go 3 for 18 from the field. Do I love James Harden? Yeah. Am I taking back the trade? Absolutely not. But Thursday night's all on James Harden.
Right. And this is the question, right? You're going into a 7-game series. Does he do that 4 times, or does he do it 1?
It's impossible.
Does he only do it once?
It's impossible to do that bad for 4 games.
Well, he did it in Houston, right? I mean, he did it in Houston. They were up 3-1, and he went 3 stinkers in a row.
Yeah, but that's because that loser, Chris Paul, didn't help.
I'm just saying, he went 3 games in a row playing really poorly.
Look, if he doesn't hit shots, they're not going to win. If Joe doesn't hit shots, they're not going to win. That's how the team's set up.
Does that happen 4 times in the series?
My answer is no.
Okay. All right.
I think I've been pretty consistent. Like I'm not – I know I had a poll question last Monday, like the Sixers are going to come out of the East, and I agreed to it. But, whatever. Like I'm not ready to commit lock, stock, and barrel to an NBA Finals appearance. I'm just not. But you have to go to the Eastern Conference Finals.
Let me ask you a complete opposite question, not about the Sixers. What's your confidence level now in Brooklyn? Did they move up the ladder on you? Are they a team now that you're worried about?
Maybe a little bit, but I'm still picking the Sixers 4 out of 7 games.
Okay.
Look. Here's the thing with Brook. Like, maybe if Ben, like, I actually like them if Ben doesn't play an ounce of basketball better, because when Ben goes in, you're gonna have to give him 40 minutes unless Kyrie. This is assuming that Kyrie Irving can play basketball.
Right.
And they're in a situation where Kyrie Irving is allowed to play.
Right.
So when you have Ben Simmons, you're going to have to take Seth Curry or Bruce Brown, who played out of his mind on Thursday night, or Drummond and go small. Like, all these guys, you're going to have to take a role player out that shot the lights out on Thursday and put Ben in. Ben's not giving you anything on offense. So Ben going into the game, while yes, it'll make you better defensively. First off, Ben is a sourpuss off the ball. Kyrie Irving, like, that's one of the reasons why James Harden is in Philadelphia, because James Harden didn't like not being the primary ball handler,
not being the guy
that was on the floor. And Steve Nash was his plan was to have Kyrie handle the basketball. James didn't like that.
Right.
So that plan's not going to change when Ben Simmons starts playing. If Ben Simmons plays, which, by the way, I'm not sold that idiot loser Ben Simmons is going to play any games for the Brooklyn Nets this year. Right. So Ben's going to have to figure out how to play off ball, which every time he tried to get put off ball in Philadelphia, he was a big sourpuss and gave you nothing.
Sure.
You can't play. I don't care how good Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are. I don't care. You can't play 4-on-5 basketball in the playoffs and advance. You can't. So whenever the Nets play the Sixers, the Heat, they'll probably get past the Bulls. I'm kind of off the Bulls.
Right.
They have a lot of good players, but no great players, and that's not how you win in this league. But Boston has 2 great players. Philadelphia has 2 great players. Milwaukee has 3 great players. Who am I missing?
Brooklyn's got 2.
Brooklyn's got 2. I mean, besides I'm missing someone.
Miami has 2.
Miami has a team and a good coach. Miami's like a better version of Chicago, at least in my opinion.
Cleveland. I mean, I'm not really worried about them.
No, I mean, so you're going to put Ben Simmons in the like all these takes about, oh my gosh, well, when Ben Simmons plays, they're going to win by 50. Like, no. Ben Simmons is going to make the Brooklyn Nets worse.
I don't think so, but I mean, that's just me.
So yeah, but he's unwilling to play half court offense.
Right. I'm going to agree with you. If Ben Simmons is Ben Simmons, then I think it's not going to fit and not going to work.
Like, what about Ben Simmons suggests to you that he's just going to be this different player in Brooklyn? In Philadelphia, they say, "I am who I am. I'm an all-star. I don't need to shoot."
This is what I'm thinking. If I'm Ben Simmons and I was watching that game Thursday on the bench like he was, I am just licking my chops and saying, "Good God, I cannot wait to play with these two. I cannot wait just to get on the court with these two and just watch and be a part of this."
Boy, how can you not?
He's never had that before.
Joel Embiid's the best player in the league.
Joel Embiid was not Joel Embiid with Ben Simmons. He was not. He was not this Joel Embiid.
How can you judge? I mean, Simmons sat on his ass and played video games. Joe's entering his prime now.
Joel Embiid is at a whole nother level than what he was last year, and definitely years before. It's the biggest transformation I've ever seen in the NBA, going from year to year.
But, like, I don't understand how you can't sit on the bench if you're Ben Simmons. Like, wow, Joe is, like, the best player in the league. And, wow, we got this guy, Maxey, who's just...
It was too far by then.
Every night.
The situation got too far by then to change it. It got too far. That's plain and simple.
If you don't like it here and you don't want to play with Joe or you don't want to play with Tobias, who are signed up, and you don't want to play with Maxey, then don't sign a 4-year contract. 5 years, don't sign the max deal.
Well, he knew he would get traded and that money would transfer. That's it. There you go.
Like, I mean, he's such a loser. Like, he's on they're doing the F you Ben chant, and like he's bobbing his head on the bench like he's some type of tough guy, like he's Eminem and 8 Mile about to go into a rap battle. Like, he's such a loser.
I agree with you. I agree.
And like, if he does start the suit up for Brooklyn, and it goes not how Ben Simmons wants it to go, and he faces the littlest bit of adversity, He's going to go back. He's going to leave. He's going to shut down.
That's the way to stop. I love it. But we need, as Philadelphia fans, stop acting like James Harden didn't do the same thing. He threw his ball away and he called quits on Brooklyn.
But James Harden,
he did it to Houston too.
That's what guys do. But
I hear you. But let's not bash one guy for doing it because it was here, and praise another guy to do it because he came here.
James Harden would. I still maintain that if he didn't get traded at the trade deadline and he was still on the Brooklyn Nets, he would have suited up and played and figured it out in the offseason. He would have went out and tried to win a championship with those guys and fit in.
It didn't look like he was. It did. He was faking an injury. Don't tell me different. He was faking a hamstring.
But like James Harden is better than Ben.
Way better. Way better.
But like Ben Simmons sat out the whole first half of the season. Until I see James Harden do that, I mean, sitting out a week to be like, I don't like it at all. And it's still on Morey because it's still on Morey for holding on to Ben too long because like you had to give up Drummond and Curry, who are decent enough role players because you waited too long.
I agree.
So like Joe actually had slightly better numbers last year with Ben, but still has to repeat the next year, show how much of a superstar he is. Sixers are cooked. They lose in 5 versus the Nets. I couldn't disagree more. Ben Simmons is going to make that team worse in half-court playoff basketball. And I am not convinced that Ben Simmons will actually play for the Brooklyn Nets this year.
Right.
So let me evaluate. Here's what we'll do, right? So we'll be fair because I got a 29-point loss against my guys.
Right.
So like I can't really sit here and pound the table for the Sixers when I have that as the freshest thing in my mind. Now you're going to Orlando tonight. I don't know if it's home or away, but they're playing the Orlando Magic tonight, and I fully expect
should be a roll. Yeah,
I fully expect that to be a get right game, and you can't rest anyone after losing by 29 in the previous game. No. Now they play somebody tomorrow too.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not 100% sure, but it is a back-to-back.
So I will evaluate Sixers versus Nets if Ben Simmons actually suits up and plays. I don't think he's going to.
He might not. I don't care if he does or doesn't. Vegas has them as a favorite to come out of the East. I'm picking them as a favorite to come out of the East. A lot of other people are now picking them to come out of the East after Thursday's game.
They just won by 29. I get it.
I just don't understand how us fans, Philadelphia fans here, are sitting here saying, "Oh, we're not worried about Brooklyn." How?
I told you my concern level went from 0 to Brooklyn to a 2.
It should have went way higher.
No, because I'm not going to shoot 28% over 48 minutes ever again in the James Harden, Joel Embiid era. Ever again, that won't be that low. I guarantee it. And 64%, that's silly NBA 2K Xbox talk.
Right. I agree with you.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So, like, let's say they shoot 50 and we shoot 40.
It's a close game. Yeah.
Then it's close, and then my two guys get to the line at will. Not that Durant and Irving don't, but nobody in the league gets to the line at a higher clip than Joe and Harden. They're on the same team.
Right. Do you think that changes in the playoffs? So I think that's going to change in the playoffs this year. I think the whistles are going to be hidden a little bit more this year in the playoffs because of the rule changes.
Okay, that's fine, but they're going to be silent for the other superstars who rely on foul shots too. Like Durant goes to the line a lot.
Joel and Harden live on the line. It's the only way they eat.
Look, if James Harden's going to try and step through Euro steps, yeah, maybe he won't get as many calls. But, like, Joe gets hammered down.
Oh, yeah.
Low. Like, you can't not call legitimate fouls.
No, I agree with you, Joel. I'm just saying the Harden ones. Some of the ones that he was complaining about on Thursday, like, they weren't fouls.
Well, look, they had the book on Harden. They weren't going to let him Euro step and get to the hoop. And James Harden didn't hit any shots to loosen up the defense.
Yeah.
Right? So that's where you got. That's what you got. That's what happened.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
You have Joe got his 30, and then Tobias, he's got to figure it out quick. Like he's got 15 games left in the regular season to figure out how he fits with these guys.
Yeah,
and Maxey just like
he disappeared.
Got caught watching.
And
got caught watching.
And listen, let's take Thursday for what it was. Right, it was an emotional game that egos played the biggest part of. James Harden wanted to show them, Kevin Durant wanted to show us, and they won it. They won the ego shit. James Harden was not deferring to anybody that game. He just wasn't hitting his shots. But he was not deferring to Maxey. Maxey was never getting the proper amount of touches he wanted or should in that game. It just wasn't happening. In the playoffs, I think it'll be different.
Maxey wasn't doing anything.
In the playoffs, it'll be different. James Harden never gave him a chance to do anything that game.
Nobody did anything except Joe.
Because James Harden didn't give anyone a chance. I think it was an ego game. It was an ego game. If the Sixers are going to win it, it was going to be James Harden winning it.
And then you can't tell me that the players are reading all the Ben Simmons stuff in the media.
Oh, yeah.
So, that played a part into it, too. And I don't, God bless you for supporting the squad, but these people that paid thousands of dollars to go see a regular season basketball game where Ben Simmons didn't even play, what is that about?
Just to go boo? Just to go boo?
I don't know. Look, if Ben Simmons is active on the court, okay, I'm not doing it. But that's
I'm in. Yeah, I'm in.
If that's how you want to spend your money, okay.
Yeah.
We had all this hype for a guy coming back to town that wasn't even going to play. That's why, a guy, it's biggest hype, Ben Simmons return. No, Ben Simmons' return to Philly is the first game he plays.
I'm with you. I agree with you.
So, it was all overblown, and ESPN and NBA TV and all the national guys, they didn't help it. But, you can't tell me that didn't play a part in the game.
I just said it. I think the ego of the whole situation played the biggest part of that game.
If James is hitting shots, then it's a different game.
I don't know.
James didn't hit shots.
You can look at it. There's so many ways to look at it. You could be that person who wants to say it was a big game, it was big moments, and James Harden came up small like he always does. You could say that. I don't put too much stock into that. But, there is a history there that he comes up small in big games.
And, all his return games, when he went back to OKC and Houston, they were
horrible.
So maybe they were ego games, but now it's behind us.
Yep.
And the Sixers have some things to work on, and Tobias and Maxey need to step up and do their part. And that's all.
Before we get out of here, I want to ask you one question. All right. Right now, we're the 3 seed. Are you looking to move up to that 1 seed or 2 seed in playing Brooklyn, or do you want to stay at the 3 and play Cleveland?
I'm just playing basketball, and however it shakes out, it shakes out. I'm not cherry picking games to play this team, play that team. No.
I am.
Remember the Phillies? Remember the Phillies did that, and they let the Cardinals in the playoffs, and they ended up losing.
Yeah, it's different in basketball. I think it's a little bit different in basketball. There's zero chance if I'm Doc Rivers, I am getting to the 1 or 2 seed. Zero chance. I'm sitting Joe. I'm sitting Harden. I'm sitting Tobias. I'm sitting everyone.
They got to play together, John. They got to play together.
I'm seeing Cleveland. I'm making sure I'm playing Cleveland round 1. That's it.
Look, the only team I'm not confident that this team can beat 4 out of 7 times is Milwaukee.
I am with you. But I know we can beat Cleveland 4 out of 7. I don't know we can beat Brooklyn.
I don't know. I'm not doing it. I'm not playing these games. I'm not playing those games. I can't. You got to get your guys on the floor playing together. Tobias needs to figure out how to fit in with this core. Maxey's got to continue to improve, and you got to find a rotation with the guys that you have because no one else is coming.
No, right. This is it now.
You got what you got.
Yep.
So you need to, like, maybe Isaiah Joe's that guy.
Oh, boy.
Because Furkan Korkmaz ain't that guy. And
Not this year.
Shake Milton ain't that guy. So, like, maybe you give Joe some more minutes down the stretch here and see if he can show you something.
I guess.
But, like, yeah, you got to figure out your rotations, who's going to play, and whatnot. And then
that's fine and dandy, and you're right in saying that, but I'm doing that on the notion that I am not playing Brooklyn round 1.
Someone's going to have to play him.
Don't want it to be us.
All right, it's Selection Sunday. I got one play for you. We're going to take Iowa +2 in the Big Ten championship game.
Okay.
Purdue's really good, but talk about choke artists there.
Iowa's a good team, too. Iowa's a good team.
Iowa's got a player named Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
He's a beast. Yeah, they come off of a buzzer beater win yesterday over Indiana. Matt Painter and his Boilermakers have been in the Big Ten championship 4 times, favored all 4 times, and they are 1-3 outright. So wouldn't surprise me at all to see Iowa pull off the upset. I'll take the bucket, and we'll see what happens. So, and I'm looking forward to March Madness. We'll have a full preview tomorrow night on the Sports Hounds with the bracket.
Very nice.
With the bracket. But anyway, that'll do it for the Rant Booth. Until next Sunday, thank you to our sponsors there at All Campus. Thank you to Ralphie for producing the program. Thank you to everyone who liked, subscribed, and shared the show. Until next Sunday, peace out, everybody.